Tom, I know you probably saw the D1 baseball projection with Texas, Louisiana Tech, and I'm forgetting the fourth school. You're also matched up with LSU, which I think would be interesting as well if the super regional played out the regional played out what you thought it could. What did you think about that projection and what it can mean for Arkansas this postseason?
Well, good morning, everybody. And, hey, the NCAA Baseball Committee is not immune to trying to do major fan base matchups like this. They know what drawing crowds is about, and if there's a regional in Arkansas, there's going to be a crowd. But if you add the Longhorn fans to it, it's another component, like Tommy was saying, and it'd be huge. Tough tickets, and then were both teams to win, Arkansas LSU would be a massive, massive super regional. The Razorbacks played two of those in a row, both the South Carolina one in 18 and the Ole Miss one in 19. So Razorback fans would be used to that too, because SEC baseball teams are going to be all over those brackets.
What does it say about Arkansas fans, Tom, and you don't have postseason football or basketball inside of Bud Walton and Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium, but what does it say to this fan base at the amount of attendance when they do have postseason baseball at home?
Well, basically, if you build it, they'll come. And I think the Fowler Center has helped in recruiting, and then recruiting has helped in attendance. And you compare what Arkansas has right now to some other venues in the SEC, and I mean, there's like at Auburn, I don't think they were drawing 4,000 people to those games. And so, and Georgia, and Tennessee, they don't sit a ton of people. If Tony Vitello keeps it going, Tennessee will obviously have to do something to Lindsey Nelson Stadium, which is in kind of a tight little squeeze. But anyway, Arkansas was wise that they moved from right there by the where the baseball practice fields are, and moved into to Baum, where you could have room and expand. And this recent expansion, I don't know if there's a better facility in all the country, and that's why their recruiting is so hot, or one of the reasons why.
Yeah, I think this weekend, normally Arkansas Vanderbilt, and maybe I'm not misreading the room here a little bit, it doesn't feel like this has the normal energy or the normal buzz ahead of a Arkansas Vanderbilt series coming up this weekend. I think Vanderbilt's kind of let a little bit of their side of the equation down, but nonetheless, Tom, they're number 4 in the RPI. This is a huge weekend for both teams, maybe more so for Vanderbilt in their postseason hopes.
Yeah, and I know exactly what you're saying, Tom, and I get it. Now, I guess it's because they're 12-12 in the conference. Tennessee's basically running away with the East. And if Vanderbilt was in contention with Tennessee, then I think there'd be a little bit more cachet to this series. But it's still big, like you say. Arkansas really, they need to win a home series. And if they win this series against the number 4 team in the RPI, barring a sweep down there at Alabama, I would think they're in decent shape, great shape to host a regional, and I think it's pretty strong shape on the super regional. They're going to be a real tester for the committee. If they win 20 games, 20 SEC games, how is the committee going to not reward Arkansas with a super regional host, a top 8 seed with that kind of credentials? This is a question for Dave Van Horn today at his presser, but I think they schedule, okay, we're going to do all these in-state teams, and we're also going to have, Grambling for 2, but our SEC schedule is going to make up for it. But this year they didn't play Tennessee, didn't play Georgia, and so their non-con's catching up to them a little bit. So it's a good question for him today.
Yeah, for Arkansas, you can put a death grip on the West this weekend. I think being a Western Division champion is going to be a hard thing for the committee to ignore in those top 8 national seeds. Tom, you win a couple of games this weekend, see how everything else works out. You may only have to win one at Alabama to clinch the West.
Well, that's true, yeah, depending on how everything shakes out. I mean, you'd like to hope that the Mississippi schools can rise up and win a couple of games. I mean, A&M has one of the Mississippi schools this weekend, and Auburn is playing Alabama. So, yeah, if Alabama can win the series against Auburn, that would very likely eliminate Auburn from contention. And then whoever A&M's playing, they have both of the Mississippi schools the next 2 weeks. So we'll see how it goes. I mean, it's been a battle for Arkansas all year. But I have to say, last weekend, that was a huge series victory for a lot of different reasons, from the RPI deal with Auburn being number 4, with the way they came back and won the first game from a 5-0 deficit, and then the way, Braden Webb's big home run and Jackson Wiggins survives a rocky first. And then they find another bullpen piece. And I don't think you can underestimate, and I wrote about it earlier this week about Will McIntyre and his presence in the bullpen. If he can give you 2 or 3 clean innings on a weekend, that's a huge plus for that bullpen. So Matt Hobbs was really pleased that, they used Tigert twice, and the second time not quite as effective, but that Evan Taylor pitched so well, and they just got good work out of that bullpen when Connor Nolan and Hagen Smith both go 4 innings and you end up winning a series.
Tom, let's talk some football with you this morning. I was reading a piece from Brad Crawford of 24/7 Sports. He says the best case scenario for Arkansas is 10-2, and the worst case is 5-7. Where do you stand on his potential predictions?
Yeah, when I end up writing, and I've been doing a little bit of magazine work so far, I just see that there's a ton of swing games on the schedule. I mean, in addition to all your SEC games, which, other than Alabama and, some years LSU, you feel like so many other of their games are swing games. Well, this year you can add, like, a home game against South Carolina. That could be a swing game. BYU road game. That's a swing game. There's only a few, and they should beat Missouri State at home, but doggone, there's a whole lot of storylines and emotion with Bobby Petrino coming back here. Cincinnati coming to here to open the season. Huge swing game. So, yeah, I think there's a wide swath of potential results. Got to keep K.J. Jefferson healthy. Got to get some good work from their D-line. But if those 2 things happen, I think it's on the upper end of what he predicted. 10 wins, that's a lot. I mean, that's heady atmosphere with the kind of schedule that Arkansas has this year. A lot of things will have to slot into place for that to happen.
Tom, we were looking at season ticket sales earlier this week, just a map that was sent to me by a Morning Rush listener, and it's starting to fill up, especially in the end zones. What kind of attendance with the schedule and just everything they have going into it? I know it's subject to change, kind of like it was after they beat Texas, but what kind of attendance are we expected to see from the jump? Are you expecting in that Cincinnati game?
Well, think about that. It's a college football playoff team coming here to open the season. That's a huge deal. That should be sellout territory or very, very close. And look, just a few years ago, their season ticket base had dropped into the 30,000. So it's on the way up. It's a good product. People believe in the team and just how hard they're going to play, what type of game you're going to get. And so, I think ticket sales this year, when you consider LSU and Bama and Ole Miss are all going to be here, that's a big deal.
Yeah, and, it's Recruiting Thursday here in the Morning Rush. Great home atmospheres at 6 o'clock at night or 2:30 in the afternoon. Tom, they produce great recruiting atmospheres, too, because those are the games that 4- and 5-star guys want to come watch.
Absolutely, and after having just a dearth of those types of games in 2018 and 19 and even 17, where there was just kind of a veil of depression over Arkansas football, it's been lifted, and and now folks are showing up.
Yeah, well, it seemed like there was seemingly no confidence in the program, and now the pot may be boiling over a little bit. Tom, good stuff. Enjoy baseball this weekend, and have fun in all the traffic in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, we'll do. Everybody have a great weekend. See you.
Partners at BetOnline continue to be the #1 source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, including updated odds on the NBA playoffs, fights, and even next season's futures. And don't forget that the MLB is back as well. Who are you picking to win the World Series? BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering needs, including live betting and your favorite Vegas casino and poker games. It's super easy to get started. So head to the website today or use your mobile device to join and use our promo code BELIEVE, that's BLEAV, to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Bet online, where the game starts.